Hello everyone, and once again welcome to today's channel. I decided to include you to the preparation process for today as I am doing the introduction. It's been some time ever since I made a reading with you guys. Some say it's Mercury retrograde, I say life. Life happens sometimes, and I hope you're doing fine. Okay. Interesting days these days. Let me ground myself into the energy of the session. Meanwhile, like the rest of the YouTube, let me remind you that if you like this content that I'm creating for you guys, it would be great for me for you to like and subscribe. I'm already sensing a stuttering, a little anxious energy, but who cares, right? Here we are. Well, we can talk about what we need to talk about. Something around the throat chakra again. That's a repeating situationship in these readings. Got you Palo Santo today, guys, for a change. Okay. Let's start by blessing this space. All right. Yes. All right. Let's go with this one first. I feel the rain. It's this feeling in my body right now that as if I have cried, and then you know that feeling like after the rain kind of feeling after you cry for a while and let your heart out. That feeling. That's what I'm sensing. Today's channeling is a bit more natural and experimental. The way I greet you and suddenly jumping into the business. And I take it as a message to you guys. Maybe you gotta change your attitude in regards to your life a bit. When you feel, sorry, I'm collecting fur, animal fur. Yes. Maybe you should be more maybe you should improvise more in your life. Try to act before you think sometimes. You are the kind of person that overthinks something and weighs all the options before making a move. And although it is a good quality of yours, it's always good to weigh pretty much anything in life before you react to it, right? You gotta digest it, sense it, and I don't know, decide and make any action you make a response rather than a reaction, which is lovely. But I also I'm a bit overly too obsessive right now with these for a little obsessive energy and meticulous energy. Whoever I'm channeling for right now has a meticulous eye and a sense of an attention to detail and a sense of perfection, and which comes with a little bit of obsession. Okay, so you need to learn how to improvise in life, because life is spontaneous. Be more spontaneous. It's not planned, it goes as it goes. Okay, so we have Three of Wands, an initiation process, justice, and strength. These are this is a repeating energy. This has been taking a while. And Judgment and Emperor. Yes. I will pull a few clarifiers from this deck. No. See, normally I'm not like this. I'm quite organized in my, I mean, it takes long sometimes, but I'm quite organized with my distribution. Right now I'm a little scattered. I'm sensing the scattered energy, an improvisational energy on something. It's about the Ace of Cups. Four of Pentacles on strength, justice. Ace of Pentacles. Something about Ten of Cups. You're trying to make a serious decision in regards to your love life, and I'm one of those tarot readers that especially on general readings, I don't prefer to make a love reading. They're fun by means of entertainment, but matters of the heart is too specific for generalization, and people are so usually are, of course, understandably so fragile when it comes to these matters of the heart. Therefore, it is a bit risky to make general love readings for a collective. Therefore, it's not in my preferences, but this is so much like itself, like it doesn't give me this energy doesn't give me any space to tug and pull itself and conceptualize it even further or less, like generalizing it more in regards to that. It's not giving me that space of movement. So it is a focused, to the point energy, And I see a dilemma in regards to your love life here. Love and money. uh, because you clearly know that you need physical uh, resources to achieve your dreams. Therefore, um, there are two things that you really care about in regards to your life's abundance, and that is one, fulfillment of your heart's desire, which is a specific love relationship. Two, creating your foundation materialistically, like, money, home, stability, that pentacle energy, matters of this earth, in order to survive and not survive, but to go abundant. You're pretty good at surviving, no problem on that, but you want more. Both in your heart and in your roots, you want more. And the last cycle that you have been through was clarifying in regards to really coming into your strength and see, do you see the symmetrical energy here? Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. And what's binding them is this Four of Pentacles, which is understandable. It's a solid foundation also. Okay, that's that energy. Okay, so you are willing to do whatever it takes to create a balanced state of living in your life. It's not survival, but it is abundance. Until this point, you were okay with just surviving and okay with being humble and accepting whatever is given to you, and be more in this thankful energy, like, thank you, source, for even in these hard times putting food in front of me, kind of a level of humility you were in, and you were okay with whatever is on your table, and you pretty much, your desires were limited to that. Like, I desire what I've got, but nothing else, like, if I have this in front of me, it's this that I want, because I don't want to dream. I cannot afford to dream any longer of something that is not in front of me. I don't have the energy to split myself into now and past or future. I cannot tolerate that, and therefore I don't want to desire. I want to desire nothing. I just want to be content with what I have in front of me. Was your energy. And it was the force that had the authority in your life. What you cared about during this process was like, I'm supposed to be just. I should keep the scales as even as possible for my well-being and for my surroundings well-being, you know, the people around me and everything. Like, I don't want to desire nothing more. I am willing to work what's in front of me first, but I have principles, and my principles are I am going to put my effort evenly, justly, and consistently, and lead this life honestly, kind of situation. So, but then came the moment of judgment. You realized that desire is your strength, actually. I mean, it's wonderful to be um, how do I say, humility is a good thing. It's a good uh, quality for a human being. And yes, during the times of lack, it helps you to be able to control your desires this way and practice in this. I'm focused on what's in front of me. That's enough. Kind of mental is good for you every now and then, of course, always. But something was wrong. Something was draining. It was not sustainable. More you walk this path, the more you lost your power, lost your strength. And no matter how much effort you put on your seeds, they stopped growing and they started repeating themselves in a little cycle, a small cycle that is so, how do you say, it wasn't enough. And you were like, what happened to my strength? What happened to my capacity? What happened? And then you realize you stop desiring pretty much anything. And that means that you were sort of living dead, is coming to me. Because a person who's not desiring is not alive, not really, to be honest with you guys. This desire, I don't mean in the sense of like, you know, the sinful lust, you know, but just basic dreaming capacity, having an appetite for things. You lost your appetite in life, therefore you lost your strength, and you realize that this limitation of your own heart was keeping you enslaved and killing you, actually. As the judgment came, you started to question, okay, so if my strength comes from my heart and my desires, and I have blocked this sense of being for significant time, therefore we need to do a little digging. And as you went for digging, you asked yourself the question that, okay, what is my main focal root of strength? I mean, what do I really desire? What is it that I want? Regardless of the world around you, what is it that you desire? It is Ten of Cups. You want emotional fulfillment. Because if you are emotionally fulfilled, you have this endless fountain of strength coming out of you. And the only source that can feed that unendingly, sustainably, is Ten of Cups. Fulfillment of your heart. Love, to be more specific. But this is not the kind of like, I am so, like a love that is projected onto another person. Yes, it requires that, because this also tells me that you want family for yourself. At least one person whom you can share. But here there is a stretch, and that stretch is that you are feeling this overflow within you, okay? This fountain of love. And as you decided to shut down your desiring system before, you blocked this eternal fountain, source, whatever you want to call it, in your heart. Okay, this source of love. Now you open it up and it overflows you, because it's been blocked for so long, actually. Even though the times you thought that your heart was open, it was not actually. You were just so familiar with the masquerade of it that you managed to hide it from yourself, actually. Anyways, now this cup overflows. Strength is back, but it is not harnessed yet, and you need to direct the energy in order for you to balance this state, and you're at a stage of imbalance right now. You're in the process, but this is going still. You're not completely grounded. You're questioning things, actually. Um, Look, on your judgment, you also decided, like, this is where your source lies, what matters to you, and where you get your strength. So this is your core. Also, there is a judgment in regards to your life, like your physical life. This is rather spiritual, but it affects the physical, of course, and emotional and mental, perhaps, at some level. But here, this is more like a grounded energy, okay? Simultaneously, as you regained your power, you reopened your heart after so long. This triggered this judgment on, okay, but physically, in this lifetime, in this body, what do I want to do with my life? Like, let me give an example. Like you want a solo life, or you want a life with somebody else, you want a family, or you want a free life where you can travel, that more grounded earthly matters. Like, okay, but what do I really want? Because until this point, you actually, although you thought you were a complete rebel, which you were and you still are, but because your heart was closed, you were unable to tell yourself the truth. Therefore, you constantly, without noticing, even though you were a rebel energy, actually lived other people's desires in your life, not your own, because your heart was closed. Um, and as your heart opened after all these years, you had to ask yourself this question around, what do I want to do? What do I want to establish in my life? And this question became so apparent, so significant, that it was never this significant in your life actually before. Therefore, you were feeling the weight around it actually. And because as you realized this blockage and chose to open it, you started to evaluate certain things in your life, and you started evaluating the seeds you've sprout that's growing, planted, seeds you planted, and their process of growth. And at a certain point, in the light of the unknown, actually, where you cannot see where to go, cannot foresee anything, you realize that you had a change of heart. It's whatever you thought you wanted all this time, you do not want it anymore. But you invested in it, and you don't know what to do about it actually. Because you were also questioning the justice, like this investments you have include other people, circumstances, all those kind of things, and because of that, and you were invested to it to a certain point in time and space, you know that if you suddenly like change your decision and move in a different direction, it is going to be a little unjust, not a little, but really unjust to others. At least you have this sense of responsibility, and that is squeezing you on one hand a bit. But you can also not deny the fact that your heart is new. And you don't know what, but it wants something different. Coming to the Emperor, the earthly side to this, your decision-making process, your authority is completely changed because you are completely changed. You're not the same person you used to be. You're not the person you started who started this journey, whatever this journey is, if it's specific. But I will say love and money, these aspects. These, what's there anyways? I mean, there's health and all that, of course, but externally, let's say. Oh my god. Interesting. This energy is heavy. But not like heavy, it's like liminal and little, like a tease, It has this weight on you, but acting as if like not, there is smoke, but it's not a heavy kind of smoke. Strange in between energy, anyways. Because your heart changed, your authority changed, your persona changed, who you define yourself as changed, and it changed drastically. It changed so drastically that it can actually change the game all over. Like it can change the whole why can't I talk? Yes. I've been struggling ever since the start of this reading. There is this energy, that stuttering energy, you know, like you are really pushing through to to your barriers to let the word out, you know, like that. There's this anxious energy. You are a bit afraid of this. What it might create. You are afraid of what it might create. The chaos that it might create. And the sadness. You don't want to take the responsibility of other people's sadness. You don't want to be the bad guy, but there is this energy that is taking over you, and then you cannot help it. This energy is not a stranger energy that's taken over you. It's your own energy. It's your shift in your conscious state. You are not that person who has planted these seeds, okay? Who agreed upon certain things. You changed. And this is life. Sometimes you change. And no matter the promises you give, the promises you make, sometimes you cannot keep them. And actually you knew about this, and because of that, you at certain time in your life you tried not to make people promises in fear of not being able to keep your promises. In the same way, you stop making promises to yourself, dreaming, you know, because what if I change and I cannot keep my promise to myself? Then I will lose my trust in myself, kind of a way. You actually avoided making promises, and then you came to a point in life that you made a grand promise because you wanted to get out of that energy, and you were very certain that this time, yes, I want it. But that wish, that wanting, that heart's moment, that desire was coming out of fear. It wasn't a genuine desire. It was out of fear. You needed someone or something and to hold on to, basically. Whatever this is to you. It can be a business model, a place you live, a person you dated with, or a friend, I don't know, work circumstance. And you didn't know. It felt wonderful at that time to make this choice, and you really meant well, but that person there was in fear. The person I'm talking to right now has no fear. It's not afraid of being alone whatsoever. Nothing. Therefore, this safety wall lost its charm to you because you don't need to feel safe anymore. And as that happened, something else triggered. It's triggered something else. You, for the first time in your life, could, without being afraid of your own self, honestly ask yourself, what do I really want? Even though if it's not safe, even though it's not conventional, what do I really want? Let me check the recording. Okay, 37 minutes and we're still on. This is good. I'm not going to keep this too long, guys. I will add a few more cards. This reading is more like a self-reflection. Most of my readings are. I do it on purpose so that I can clear your discerning. Because when we are too much in our mind space, or when we are trying to solve things in our lives, we need some guidance in regards to discernment, our discernment skills. But this time I feel that this therapy session kind of energy so present, actually detecting the inner conflict you have, because you cannot really spot on. There is this split situation of your heart. Like, you want to walk the path you walked because you fear, but you want to walk it because of wrong motives. Fear and judgment again. 3 energy, it's this catalytic energy. This catalytic energy suddenly came into your life, made you question everything. You have everything, and rolled over you and put you in this split state while restoring your strength, and told you, make a decision and make it genuinely, not out of fear. And you're having a hard time doing that, I guess. Express yourself. Express your truth. This fear has this element that somehow it is related to your communicative skills. Any form of self-expression. Any form. You are hiding your truth. And you know you are hiding your truth. And you don't want to let it out because you want to protect yourself and protect your heart at a certain point. But because of that, you are feeling like you don't have the freedom of your own expression, and that is giving you a feeling of entrapment, actually, guys. Also, oh my god, a lot of chakras. 3, 5, 1. Root chakra issues. You get, okay, whatever decision, this decision that you're trying to make, this decision simultaneously is about your 3rd chakra, 5th chakra, and 1st chakra. Root chakra, which is your grounding and your sexual capabilities. Okay, the Kundalini energy, they call it. 5th chakra, which is your throat chakra, your self-explanatory skills, your expression, and your fears, your 3rd chakra, solar plexus, which is around your digestive system. You know what it is. I cannot tell you from a general reading across the internet right now. But you know, there is this aspect, there is this situation in your life that simultaneously combines this concept, this situation, this problem, whatever it is simultaneously includes these aspects: self-expression, grounding, and fear. Okay? And what is expected of you by life, by spirit, is freeing yourself from these bondages, making the decision in that regard, and accepting to be a fool once again, starting from zero, having nothing, being the alpha, because this is a new chapter. Last chapter, you close with the Omega, the World card. And this is a new beginning. And you are changed. You cannot act as if a person you are not. You never were capable of doing that. And once again, you're not capable of doing that. Because that thing was really you. Like, you are genuinely yourself. This is your main life goal. Whoever you are going to be, whatever imprint you're going to leave on this earth, you know that it has to be genuine, coming from your heart. This is that energy. And what you want in your reflection, that you came into the judgment that the materialistic establishment that you see around you has to reflect your heart clearly. Okay? They need to be synchronistically reflecting each other. What you see around you, what you established, needs to reflect your heart. And this means it has to be authentic. Therefore, your expression needs to be authentic. Your Kundalini energy, your grounding energy, your root energy, your sexual energy, sexual relationships you have, perhaps as an example, has to be genuine. You cannot just be with someone because it is convenient any longer. Okay, you don't have that anymore. Let's say you don't have that capability, I'm going to say, but not. Why wouldn't you be capable? You could do it, but you don't want to do it. And you know that you cannot choose things out of fear. It has to be genuine. This is what your heart desires. A genuine life. And you know that this is true for you, but there is this aspect that is making this harder than it seems practically. And let me pull a few final Astro cards, Astro Tarot, from Astro Tarot, because I don't want to make too long. It's already too long. Yes, it's 46 minutes. It's like around 40 minutes, so it's going to be around 50. I'm done with this. Physical circumstances, your foundation. Again, you invested in something and you don't want to break it down. And you are trying to get used to it. In your head, before you reflect on it. You gotta weigh it so carefully, consider all the circumstances in this investment before scrapping it, actually, because it matters to you and it is you really worked for it. You are considering your past, where you come from, what you've been through. You're clearly trying to clarify all this structure in your mind. And while you're doing that, you're feeling anxious. Well, you don't have to instantly decide on anything. Where is this coming from? Like when you're in the between, you were in between. That's where you need to be. You don't need to be clear when you're in between something. Okay? Sometimes it's foggy. Self-reflection, turning within, and discovery. With number 50, which is 50 and 47, 47, and also 11. Illumination and change and a new beginning. This is where you are, and it is obvious. It is so natural that you cannot foresee what's going to come out of this because you're in the middle of the discovery process. You're in the woods, and it's okay not knowing things while you're in the woods. This is the whole purpose of the game. So let's not torture ourselves, okay, for nothing. You're supposed to be here. You're supposed to question these things before you make such a move. It is only natural. You're questioning whether you want this, really, because you don't want to be trapped in some certain structure that is not authentic. Whatever you establish in this life, no matter what it is, what you care about is that it has to be authentically you. I'm repeating this message, it is important. And who cares if it's, I don't know, seems so practical or, I don't know, like a charm or whatnot, if it's not authentic to your heart, who cares? It's not going to make you happy. So you got to dive deep in your foundation without tormenting yourself and find the answer. And it is okay that it takes a while and you are doing a little bit of dirty work. It is okay. Dirty work isn't the effort, the digging part. Okay, don't rush things. Things are not to be rushed. Take everything slow and pay attention to the detail, the cat fur. Don't be obsessed with things, but pay attention to detail and move slowly. Okay? That doesn't mean laziness, but do not react, but respond. You are in the right direction. And move. Okay? Move. Don't put yourself in stagnant situations. Move. Okay? You are the changer now. Change. Discover. Reflect. Don't be afraid of your own desires. Don't be afraid of your own heart. They're not against you, they're for you. The only compass you have that can take you to your genuinity, that authenticity, that contentment is your heart. It's not your brain. Okay? Lights are out. And the final card is Neptune and Vision with number 26 at the back of the deck, guys. You've got a vision. You're sensing it. You cannot pinpoint the practical circumstances. You don't have to. All you gotta do is turn within, discover yourself, and be honest with yourself. Find that authentic version of you. Clarify it. You can take your time doing it. But pay attention. Be patient, but also be on the move, okay? Do not put yourself into stagnant energies. Like too much being in your mind space and such. And things are going to work out just fine. Don't worry, okay? You're not doing something wrong. You are, in fact, doing something right. Okay? You are trying to live an honest life, an authentic life. And there is nothing to be ashamed about that. Okay, guys. Once again, thank you for being here and sharing this session with me. And yeah, this time I actually managed to say like and subscribe message in the beginning. Although it was a little clumsy, yes. But also my personal readings are open, so if you're interested, the only way you can book a personal reading with me is on the description box below. Then I put the link out there. Yes, I'd love to hear from you guys, and love you and hope to see you soon.